There it is. All right, great. We are now absolutely working live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tribe Talks, the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes podcast, where we sometimes talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, featuring 33% more individuals this time around, because we have esteemed guest of Calvin Awesome fame. How you doing, Calvin? Thanks for joining us today.
Doing really well, Scribe. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure. And we also have Karth here. He turned up too.
I'm just here. It's a cardboard cutout, or this is a pre-recording. One of the two, whatever way you want to go with.
Genuinely, I would like a Karth cardboard cutout and just have you in the background.
That would be funny.
Yeah. Just wheel it out every so often. Is that an Avengers mug, Calvin? Or is that a Calvin Awesome mug? Did the Avengers copy their logo off your A in Calvin Awesome?
It may or may not have been the mug that I got when I went to Universal like 7-8 years ago.
Ah, nice. Yes.
It would make a good C on it. It is, yeah.
Yeah. You should totally just like full on copyright infringement that one and just put Calvin next to it. Calvin.
It may or may not have cowboy coffee in it.
Cowboy coffee. What? Tell me more. I don't know what this is.
Coffee plus whiskey.
Oh.
There you go.
Yes, Calvin, you're speaking my language, buddy.
It's my favorite weekend treat because I can never drink coffee during the night during the week, and I can't really drink alcohol in the morning during the week. So weekend it is.
Just combining the best of both worlds. I got you.
Yeah. Well, I like it, and now I'm a little jealous. I could just grab a whiskey. Let's be real. I could go downstairs and grab myself a whiskey. Hello, doggo. Which doggo is this, Karth?
This is Harley.
Oh, that's funny.
She's my female. She's been needy this weekend.
Aw. Why is that funny, Cal?
No, well, number one, I first will say I appreciate that she's a girl and her name is Harley. I have a close relative with that name who is also a girl.
Aw.
When we got her, it was a motif. So my first dog's name was Wayne, and he goes by Bruce. And that night he fights crime. So
I follow now.
Are you sure?
We kept the Batman theme and went with Harley. Then when we got Winston, we kind of derailed because we couldn't think of any cool. Well, not really cool. I couldn't think of names I liked.
You didn't want to call your dog
Batman.
Dick?
Yeah.
Hey, Dick.
Or Grayson.
I mean, Grayson would be a more acceptable name, I guess.
It felt so pretentious.
It's not and it's not subtle. Like the other two are very subtle. I would have never made a DC connection. I mean, I made my relative connection, but
yeah. So it was that was Winston. Just kind of, he's got that English bulldog kind of under bite and stuff. So we kind of felt an English name was fitting.
I mean, you could have called him Alfred. Pennyworth is a bit of a weird name for a dog.
But to be honest with you, if we were going to go with Alfred, I would have needed it to be a black dog with like a tuxedo vest.
Oh.
So I was saving that name for the vibe.
Yeah. Okay.
So we haven't gotten that one yet. But
yeah, that's fair. I was going to say no Star Wars based characters for pets just yet. Then
not yet. No, I don't really care for Star Wars names of pets.
I don't really care about Star Wars in general. I mean, what's so special about that?
No one knows.
I feel like they'd be weird because the line as to what's a pet and what's not in Star Wars is really weird. Like, like Chewbacca. Like, is Chewbacca Han's pet? Is Han Chewbacca's pet? Like, where does the line?
I'd say that's probably closer, right?
The line in the Star Wars universe, the line is ownership. Do I physically own you?
Slavery is ownership. Okay, cool.
At a certain point, Leia was a pet
of Jabba.
Yikes.
Wow.
Just
it changes things, doesn't it? Puts a weird spin on things.
Puts a weird spin on it. Star Wars universe is a little more ambiguous that way. So.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just trying to think now. That Jabba really sexualized his pet.
I'm gonna really quickly go get some penises for the dogs, so I'll be right back.
Oh, some bull dicks. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, you probably weren't here the last time we spoke about it, Cal, but the dogs eat shriveled up bull dicks. I don't know why. It's a snack.
I mean,
They think it's delicious.
Like actually, or they just shaped that way?
No, they are actually, yeah. They are the appendages, the sexual organs of a bull that's been shriveled up, and they like to chew on it.
I mean, that's kind of good on one hand because I lived in Brazil for a number of years, and we would eat like I would be at meals and I would eat dozens of chicken hearts within one meal.
Okay.
And we would always get the comment of like, oh no, like 20 chickens had to die for you to eat that heart. And I'm like, 20 chickens were already dead, buddy. Like how many wings and thighs have you had? Like at least it's going to you. So I see the same thing for the bull wiener. Like chances are the bull was probably out already. So at least we're, using all of its body parts.
Exactly. We're just making sure nothing goes to waste. They are still large. Holy cow.
The wieners.
That's really close to your face, too.
I know. Where I like to keep them. Oh, dude, they smell awful. Dude, to be honest with you, they are the dirtiest dicks I think I've ever bought in my life. They have such an odor. How many
dicks have you bought?
Well, to be fair,
dozens of them.
No, hundreds at this point.
Oh god.
The bag I bought is a 40 count bag of 12-inch, 3/4 inch plus bull dicks, and I've bought that multiple times. That lasts my dogs about a month.
They have a dick a day.
Pretty close. Pretty
close. All right. Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I'm giving him the wife left to go do a wine tasting, and I'm in here, and so they are bored, and I don't want to leave the back door open all day for them to go outside. So we're gonna give them some entertainment for a little while.
Just to set the tone here, nice and clearly, the wife has gone off for a wine tasting. You're at home watching your dogs eat bull dicks.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all right. Different strokes for different folks.
It's a dick fest.
Sounds like a Sunday.
Just your average Sunday in the Carthrick household. I love it.
Pretty much.
I love it. So, Cal, how's things been? We haven't been having any Calvin videos, understandably, because of big life changes. But it means that we are not getting Calvin videos, and that makes me miss you terribly. How's things? How's life?
Things are good. Things are busy, and my focus is incredibly divided. So, like, obviously, my daughter's here, and that's been a whole fantastic thing. But there's another, like, without going into too many details, there's another work-related thing that I did not anticipate that has also held me back in regards to my overall time. So, again, I'm not like I would not commit to saying that I've left content creation, but until I can get that cleared up, I'm unfortunately going to be limited to just streaming.
Yeah.
Which is sad because we just had triple drops, and that's like my thing.
I know. There's always a video from Calvin about, all right, triple drops are coming on next date. This is when you hoard energy. This is how much you spend and how much you refresh each energy type every day. By the way, don't hoard this energy. It sucks. I'm like, yeah, I'm not smart enough to do that.
Don't hit Cantina 3 times because for whatever reason it doesn't have a third 200 crystal refresh.
It's rude, isn't it? It's so rude. Like, why do they
all
not
the
give
ones
us that?
not to have that?
Yeah, it sucks.
Its base starts more expensive, and then it's shy 200 refresh. We should reach out to Meathead for a quality of life improvement.
Get right on that.
Real quick, can we add another 200 refresh?
Real quick,
or can we start Cantinas at 50s?
Yeah, I was going to say
that would be insane.
Remove a 0 from the crystal refreshes for Cantina, please. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh god,
cool. Great.
That would be a little bit in line. I mean, I think it'd be too much, but I think it would be a little bit in line with them saying they wanted to expedite relics, because I feel like the guild changes have fixed the relic salvage pieces that we had to put together, but like the signal data. The floodgates haven't it's more accessible, but the floodgates haven't opened on it. So that would be a way to do it. The backside to that is then also all the characters that they had estimated to be at X time are now going to be cut in half. So
yeah. So it is interesting because like stuff like Bronzian Wire and Carbonite circuit boards, they are completely a non-issue now. At least from my perspective. Yeah. I have like 3,000-4,000 of each of those now. It's like, oh, okay, I never need to farm this ever again, which is great. Right? But it is a case of, well, fuck, I cannot get enough signal data no matter what. And if you want to do any Relic 10s, you got to farm even more tier 1 signal data or just crack open the giant wallet. And that's painful. And then, you also have Gerda keypads, impulse detectors, and Zimbiddles are just still trying to stranglehold me at the very least.
Well, that was the funny part is I was talking to a couple people about, Relic 10, and they're just like, well, is it just the servo motors? And I'm like, no, like there are so many things that lead up to getting Relic 10 that it's just like, it's not the chokehold. Like my alt has 60 or 80 servo motors just sitting on it because I can't get enough Gerdas. I can't get enough of the signal data without just compromising every farm to do it. It's like you can't really give up 100 of every signal data every time you want to go to R10 when there's just there's so much more value out of getting your R7, R8, and R9 improvements on necessary teams. And so it's just not where the real bottleneck is. There's just not enough of everything else to be like, yeah, of course, Relic 10. Whenever I get it, we just slap a new one on.
Yeah. For my older free to play account, it essentially is. I'm not sure by how much. Like if CG were to just give me 20 more, I could easily see the bottleneck shifting. But I built up enough like the 7s, even 8s has become more accessible. 9 not so much. Actually, that might actually be a more relevant bottleneck.
Heroes are killer.
Yeah.
But as soon as I get the servo motors, I apply one and then I'm out. But I've only had, because I don't like do anything with Coliseum other than, just log in and play it. I only have 3 R10s.
Do you daily?
Yeah.
Like because I don't interact with that a lot. I'm pretty behind on those.
Yeah. My alt, I usually somewhere in the top 10 or top 30, depending, because I don't go all out like I do on the main account. So I think right now I'm starting to fall in the top 30 more consistently now. But I just can't. I have to either sacrifice everything to get an R10, or I can wait and then kind of build up teams a little bit more uniform. And that seems like a higher prerogative with the Relic Delta changes, where it's like you want your team to be comparably similar relics across the board, because a Relic 5 on a team now is mostly
really
a detriment unless it happens to be like, Jin and Adrad with Leia, where it's like, yeah, please let the lowest health will be your targeting focus and just wail on the character that can't die. Minty.
Yeah, that does help sometimes when the AI does that. Yeah, I'm a little bit further along than you, Callan, in R10 worlds. I think I'm on like 9 or something, but I do whale. I did whale on 1 R10. So, I mean, there is that, and I whale on marquees, which do give me a little bit of a benefit in Coliseum and stuff like that. I'm usually in the top 30, which is the 500 per day in the reward structure. But I find that the squeeze is definitely not the servo motors. I really do. It's like, I'm not in my account at the minute. I was like, I think I've got 40 or 50 servo motors right now. So I'm just like, I've got them, but finding the rest of the mats is just so difficult. It's like especially if you're trying to do the new era battles and stuff like that, having to get everything Relic 9 and the new Journey unit at Relic 10. It's like it just eats all of your mats. It's just like, okay, can't do anything else.
I was getting all the relics set up for the next one, and like I need like the better part of like 1,800 flaws in data to get all those characters ready for the era battle. I'm like, this is just gonna perpetually be the problem with the new era system, is that if you want to be ready for when they tick over, you have to push so hard on being ready for that turnover that you don't really have time to do anything else. Now, yes, you get some of it back as you go. It just makes it makes the farm a little less intensive moving forward, but you really can't deviate away from it, because you got a Relic 9 6 characters, Relic 10 at least 1 character. It's like, it doesn't matter that the era battles give me 3 other R10s I can use. I need those Gerdas and those droid brains for the R9s that are going to come. And so you're not giving me enough to do an R10 in respects of going from Relic 1 to Relic 10. You're giving me enough to go from R9 to R10. in that event, and so you're not quite getting enough out of it to allow for splurge spending.
It feels like you just like at that point, if you do well for that heavily to try and engage in those area battles, which I'm not entirely sold on if it's the best change that we've had, but it does feel like all it does end up doing is it makes you tread water. It's like all you can do is just keep doing that. I think in the long run, when stuff like new raids come out and stuff like that, you'll be like, oh yeah, everything that's new I've got at like Relic 9. Great. So you should be in a good position, right? But it does mean you can't really invest elsewhere. Did you get the mall unlocked, Cal?
I did, yeah. No, I was
nice.
So that is like the one really, really cool thing that I will say as a free-to-play player about the new current system is, unlike never before, I have first-time access to all the new legendaries. Not in their fullest form, but also, again, like I'll give a second props to CG. The datacrons that are specifically for, at least, in our data set of 1, that are specifically for the new character are not set for Relic 6. So not only do I get to actually have the character, but they actually get all the fun bonuses that come with them being brand new.
For the caveat there, you have unlocked Maul. He's just not 7 stars.
No, so he's Relic 2. He's on the team, and all the niche counters usually win against mine. But at least I'm having to call out Attackercron Lord Vader. So it's.
I'll be honest, I've faced some of it. Like, even at, like, the 5-star Relic 5 or Relic 4, like, that mole is still a pain in the ass, dude. Like, he's not a walkover at all.
He just won't die. Just like, would you just fall over? He's just like, no, and then I'm going to revive because I can. You're like, I would prefer if you didn't.
Sorry, Kyle, I interrupted there.
No, I was going to say, just from a comparative for me, before, unless I was bending over backwards like I did with Jar Jar to get the new legendary, I was just out for the first time. Whereas now I actually get exposed to it. A lesser extent, sure, that's fine. But it is an upgrade for me. Like, I got to have, you said on defense, but they always do, so.
Which is how it should have been anyways, because I feel like that was always the part that was, I get the mechanic of like, you got to get it on this first pass, so whaler or get out of the way. But I feel like getting everyone access to it, and with the Datacron support, it makes the character and the team seem more worthwhile investing into, because you're still getting something. Because I know a lot of people like me, I'm gonna whale no matter what the benchmark is. I'll take care of it. But for other players, if there was no snowball chance that they could make it happen, they would just go, okay, well, that character collects dust for 9 months before I can ever do anything with it. So it's like, now you have an incentive to gear and invest in the new marquees, because you'll get a lower grade access to the unit. But then now that stars don't prevent relic levels, you can still, in theory, use them in most game modes without being, completely crippled on their performance.
Yeah, and I will say my tone would also be different if I couldn't use the Datacron. I'd be like, well, I have, to your point, I would have the character, but he would just be collecting dust, because all the other normal Datacrons that I could use on the team, like Barris Cron doesn't really count because it was a part of the old system. But let's say it was a newer Cron, like we're in this season, it's capped at Relic 6, which means congrats on your Relic 2 character. It doesn't work. So I'm pretty pleased with the fact that they decided to make the FTC accessible for free to play.
Which they should not change that.
Because it would ruin the point. Like, what's the point of having Relic 2 Maul if you can't use the Datacron in PvP? There isn't, other than maybe getting a conquest feat that required them or something stupid.
Yeah, and usually that's not normally the determining factor of if you red box or not, right? Like, if you're missing one character. Like, you can still red box without it. For your account, were the Lightspeed tokens any valuable to you? I imagine not.
Yes, but not really. So I have used a ton of them. Like, if I look at my Wookiee team, I think Tarful got either a support or a Wookiee one, and then Clone Wars Chewie got, I think, one of the the legacy characters ones who went up to Relic 6. So I am using them, but it's because of other good things, it's become less valuable. because what
Yeah,
we were
of course.
talking about, like those earlier relic levels are much more accessible now.
Mhm.
So I mean, while it was nice to get it as a freebie, I could have done it on my own. Like it would
Yeah.
not have broken the bank for me to take
I think
Tarful up to Relic 3.
it's I think the real benefit of that, the journey guide LSTs that you get is probably more around the new player, right? Like my free to play account that's got 4.5 million GP, getting Maul and at 4 stars, I think it was, I got him, and getting those 2 LSTs were like, oh, I got myself Hermit Yoda and Wampa at R6, and I hadn't farmed any of their shards. So for me, that was like, I love this. This is great. I did nothing to get these, and free units, right? And if you can get the 5-star, you can basically get a full team at, I think it's Relic 6 that they come at for the Journey Guide LSTs. That's really valuable for new players, I feel. So do you
Yeah,
really
I've said it for a
lean in on that?
while, but I don't know when the exact tone change was. It might have been somewhere around like Lightspeed bundles before it. But CG essentially just decided we have absolutely no issues with people getting everything that isn't the newest thing. Like
Yeah.
and I'm pro that. Like I want a new player to come in and feel like almost overwhelmed with the amount of character options they have and what they can do. Like I think that's a better experience than being like, okay, I get to unlock so and so in 30 days, and I'm just gonna twiddle my thumbs. Like that reminds me so much of those like Clash of Clan type games where like your headquarters is upgraded for 30 days and you lose interest. You don't come
so
back.
boring, isn't it? Yes. It's okay for the first week where it's like, oh, it's going to upgrade in 6 minutes, and you're like, sick. And then it's like 12 hours, 3 days. You're like, oh well, I'm just not going to bother, because you only end up then logging in once every 3 days or something, and that's just to click a button to go build this. No, I see.
But hold
Yeah,
on,
absolutely.
pay the premium, and you can have it done in now. Okay,
Yeah.
come on.
For the cheap
Don't
price
wait,
of
just
$99.99, you can finish this
dude,
build
right.
now.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a hard pass from me. Definitely a hard pass from me. Yeah. So are you on track, Cal, for this era? You getting Cassian? You skipping him?
I'm guessing my behavior is the exact same as it was for Maul. So I'm guessing I'm going to get him at 4 stars, because what I've done ever since they revamped the system to really incentivize really any star level, I get every single character up to 4 stars, so I can take part in like the extra marquee event, and then I also get all the extra goodies for what's the currency? The episode currency.
Yeah.
I get all that, so I get fast track. So there's just enough return on my investment that I'm just going to keep doing that. And it really, crystal-wise, it really does not break the bank, even after triple drops.
4 stars is really easy, right?
I'm at 32,000 crystals right now.
Oh god damn!
I can keep doing 4 stars until the cows come home.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I'm at like 4,000. No, I'm 9,000 crystals right now. Something.
I lack the discipline to not just willy nilly drop crystals like they're falling out of my pocket.
That's fair. That's fair.
I can't help myself. I'm just
Okay, I
like,
can't
but
help
knives in packs and stuff and things.
Yeah.
And perceived value, because that's what we live our lives on. No, the actually talking about this stuff, Calvin, did you see the post that they're going to tweak the Coliseum experience to help us level a little faster?
So I have like mixed. I mean, I'm fine with it, but I feel like it might be being, or maybe the community's already decided. I don't know. I haven't been that in tune with it, but it feels like a little bit overestimated to me, or like that not that big of a deal, because for Coliseum, we're all competing against each other. So if they make it easier for all of us, then I'm probably staying in the exact same spot. Like the only difference is my characters are probably going to come out, I don't know, Relic 2 instead of Gear 12 like they have been. And I mean, that's fine, but maybe it'll feel better.
I feel all it is a feel better. They're just, instead of going for an exponential curve, we're flattening it to go, okay, we reasonably want you to progress X amount of air levels per marquee as the events go out, so that by the time the 6th one launches, you're hitting 65. But let's say you're hitting, the in-betweens, you're hitting those, 10 or so air levels per character, that every character that comes out. So it kind of feels like the progression is more consistent, and it's not like, well, don't care about it until I don't know, whatever the marquee number 5 is, and this go around. It's major. What's his name? Yeah, Partagaz.
Yeah.
And then show up and actually start caring about your Coliseum rank and stuff, because now you actually have materials and enough ability mats and everything else to actually have usable characters, because gear 5 and tier 2 abilities is not exciting gameplay loops.
No. What I'll say about that difficulty change is that I had some people reach out to me directly in Discord saying they could not progress to error level 45. They had all 3 characters at error level 44, and they couldn't beat any of the bosses past that 40% health threshold to get the material to go to level 45. So I messaged Meathead about it and said, can you guys look into this? People are saying they're stuck at error level 44 on all 3 marquees at 3-star or something. So the free-to-play person who spent nothing, no crystals for extra shards, for extra stars to help boost things, literally couldn't get past error level 44. They were stuck there. So apparently they looked into it, and there's like a little bit of a speed bump there that you couldn't jump over. So I guess they're just trying to make that a little bit easier to overcome. So yeah, that's all I would say about that. That's what community feedback I had on it. Because it's hard for me to say, because I'd obviously taken characters to like 7-star, and that gives you a little bit more materials and even I think it was Sinter's level 5-star tier gives you the materials that you need to go to 40 or 45. So you get enough to just like go over that hump and start scoring higher, and then you break that 40% damage threshold on the various bosses, and then that feeds the rest of your characters. So I think there was a little bit of a difficulty spike there from the pure free-to-play perspective, like absolutely nothing, no crystals spent on error level, no crystals spent on shards. So yeah, that's all I'd say about that. I don't think they've actually implemented it yet, have they?
No, they were doing internal testing, I think, for a week, and then they would. So I don't think it'd be this week. It would be the off week of Deidre.
Mm-hmm. But then they also said that Deidre's getting like a new leadership ability for Coliseum, right? Or is she getting a hero ability?
I think she's getting a hero ability in Coliseum, so they're adding it to the Coliseum specifically. It's not going to be on her kit.
Ah, right.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a workaround.
I want to say that's what I read, but again,
I'll definitely be down for it, because it sucks not having a leadership.
Hero ability. If all characters are ISB, they gain 20% defense, max health, max protection at the start of each turn. They expose all Coliseum bosses for 1 turn, which can't be evaded or resisted. Whenever a Coliseum boss is exposed, all ISB characters recover 3% health protection and gain 15% offense until the end of their turn. Deidre is immune to losing ISB ranks. I mean, I honestly, that was my question forever ago, was like, how does CG make switching worth her time? Because honestly, there was like, I'm like, why would I switch to the ISB faction when I have no support for them at all? So it helps. I don't know if it's going to make it any better though, because I don't know if that's just going to be like, okay, keep doing the ISB invest, because they're going to perform better than the Rebels did when you get them to like error level 85. Because there's not going to be a way necessarily to play with both, because we will get Cassian with the start of with Major Pedigree, whatever his name is.
No,
Partagaz.
We're going to get to with
Major
Deidre.
Pedigree.
Major Pedigree. Isn't it supposed to drop with?
No, it should. It's usually.
Oh no, I'm forgetting about the droid.
Month.
Yeah, sorry, I'm forgetting about the droid.
It's the last month. The last month is where usually the event goes live, and then it's live for the entire month, and then we can't finish it till the last marquee drops.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just it's interesting. I wonder what the rationale is. It's either they weren't performing well enough, or this is how we perform a little bit better to make sure that people swap over. But then I would be swapping right back when Cassian releases because he'll be infinitely better with the Rebel Fighter team than the ISB will be, because you have one summon versus two, and the summons suck. So you're better off minimizing them.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know.
Kind of makes sense. I have no idea how it's realistically going to play out, because I mean, you could just, I don't. When we have Dedra, obviously she's not going to have a leadership herself because that's on Partagaz.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is it going to be worth even throwing her in? I don't think it is until we get Partagaz, right? Even with that hero ability.
Well, that's the thing, is that you're going to rely on 4 summons, and the summons don't scale as well as actual air level characters. And
no,
so
I mean, I'm not saying just taking Dedra. I'm saying throwing in Dedra just with our standard 3 that we've got now, is what I mean.
Oh, I want to say that causes problems somewhere, and I'd have to go back and look at how they wrote the shared unit stuff, because there was something about it.
Oh no, it's based on who's in the leadership position.
Yeah, I know, but there was something in the clause about if all allies had to share the tag. I want to say that was why it's the case, but I can't. I don't know where that's located. I have to go look for it, but.
Yeah. No,
I mean, there are just things in their kits, like Vel herself has, at the start of the encounter, if all allies are Rebel fighters, Vel gains a stack of resilient defense. So there is stuff just built into the kits that also discourages that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, either way, it's kind of like it's got to see him. I'm not that fussed about it.
This is the part where like the borrowed units talk was just like, yeah, it's interesting, but like, who cares? Like they're not going to do anything. Like it's not like we have a borrowed roster that we can like theory craft and place our own leads with. It's like, no, we're stuck with just using the characters, and then you give us the predetermined summons, which is, I mean, it's better than nothing. It'll help players kind of progress a little further with the extra support, but I mean, they're not going to do anything really, really productive in the game mode. So I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not sure. It's I don't know. I find myself hard to be too enthused. You've got Krennic's Omicron there, haven't you, Carl? So when ISB faction comes to the game, you're gonna see if you can actually get some fun out of that.
I am looking forward to the ISB team. I just don't quite know how the team is going to hold up to a lot of the mechanics, because they aren't really a like lightning quick team, and it's kind of fun that we have a way to, they're a 6-man team again, which it's kind of fun to have a few of those, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like the Omicron's going to do a lot of anything, because Krennic is not a damage dealer. He's a support character. He does have some unique effects with the new leadership and everything else that will kind of give some bonuses to that, and then whatever else. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like until I can have my hands on the leader, I don't know if that's going to be worth my time, because there's so much about Krennic's kit that was designed to counter rebels specifically, which is great, but kind of like, who cares too at the same time? Because it's like I highly doubt they'll be able to hold a candle to Cassian, right? You have a journey guide team,
probably not,
and a conquest unit versus ISB. So it's like, okay, older rebel teams. I'm like, okay, well, we just literally neutered the best rebel team with Andor's release, with Luthen leaving Saw. There's not really a rebel fighter team left that can hold a candle to much of anything. You can sacrifice some good units into Saw to make him more viable, but without the summons and Luthen there, you just really lose a lot of the strength behind the team. And so I just don't know what else they're gonna do. And then ISB, not ISB, the probe droid on top of that is just like, all right, I'll see what it does, but like, not holding my breath.
Yeah.
I was a little bit disappointed with the way they went with the new not Rogue One, but the new Cassian team, because to me the answer was obvious. You bring in all the Rebel fighters that they did, and instead of stealing Luthen, effectively making Saw and Mon Mothma completely irrelevant. They should have just made the 3 that aren't Cassian go in and be under Luthen and Saw. That way Saw doesn't have to like steal Drogan and Krax and Kyle Katarn and all these good characters, and then just give Cassian to Mon Mothma so that she doesn't need Luthen to do things. Like, I feel like creating the new team was not the play.
Well, at least with no glide path on how do we re-strengthen these two teams, because now like we've neutered 2 of them in totality, and to create a third, which is like, I don't know, it just kind of seems like what CG does a lot is that they'll take certain things and then they'll move them around, and then we kind of get left with the pieces that are behind, and it's like you either got to have really good Datacron support to kind of fill the void, or you kind of just let them collect dust again, because I don't know what Saw's really going to be capable of without Luthen, but I guarantee you the Cassian team with Luthen is going to be able to do a lot more than Saw ever could. So
yeah. I think Saw and Mon Mothma are effectively dead without Luthen. They can't even they can't even combine themselves to work together at that point.
No. Well, because doesn't
3v3 he'll still have a use, right? But
no, well,
it, right?
sort of, because Saw requires full Rebel fighter for half of his stuff to work, and Mon Mothma is not a Rebel fighter.
Yeah.
And so she breaks the tag text on that, and then so Saw doesn't really have a place he can go back and forth on, because Saw could be kind of fun under a Mon Mothma team, but he loses half of his kit. Literally, like almost all of his max health stuff is gone because of the not all the tags being Rebel fighter. So, anyways, it's hard to merge things together. There's not really anything left, and so it's like either they need to have additional Rebel fighters come in, which is a faction that doesn't really need more of, just because we need other things to occur before we worry about adding those teams back to viability, like an expansion of the GAC board, or changing of how PvP works, or things of said nature. There's just a lot of things that could be addressed before we worry about bringing a Luthen-esque style character back to
things that we'd all hope for, right? Every time we're coming into a new era, we're like, so any news on a new PvP mode, a new TW type thing? What's going on? It's just here's 7 other characters that we're going to get over the next 3 months.
Here's how you're gonna wail.
yeah. I mean, I say it all the time, but hopefully, never know. May the 4th, we should be getting a bigger road ahead. Should be having some sort of insight into what's happening with a potential raid. Maybe something new coming our way. We can only hope, right? We can only hope.
I mean, you've got to assume with the Mandalorian and Grogu releasing and Maul Shadow Lord that they're going to do something to tie in those theatrical releases into the era. Probably definitely something related to Mandalorian and Grogu would be almost a shoe-in. What they do after that is a little bit up in the air, but there's a from the trailers from Maul Shadow Lord, and I mean the first episode releases in a week or 2. I think it's 2 weeks.
Should be 2 weeks.
There's a lot there that could you could drive some interest on later in the year if you didn't want it to, because we're mid era when it released, and and then Mandalorian Grogu will be the rage by the time the next era starts. So it makes more sense to go there, but we could always circle back on it. From all the trailers I've seen, that would be another great era to make a new Maul team, which is just what we needed.
But before we got the current Maul that we have, like the Held by Hatred one or whatever, I always said like the one that we were missing was Crime Lord Maul, and there were so many They
Yeah.
don't really, they're not that big of a name or anything like that, but like just give him one of each of the crime syndicate bosses as his team. Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
you could do-
Dryden Voss.
There's a lot of fun you could have
That
with
would be
that
cool.
too. Just in general, a lot of fun you could have with Crime Lord Maul, because you could introduce the Pikes and the Crimson Dawn,
Black Sun.
and Black
Yeah.
Sun, and you could give us a new Savage. Granted, there's not really much of a theatrical change between the
Savage with a
iterations we have.
poncho.
Poncho
Yeah.
Savage.
Savage with a halberd. If you vaguely remember the mission before he gets his lightsaber.
Oh yeah. Yep.
But yeah, just something like that could be a lot of fun, because there's a lot of flexibility in what you want to do, and then because they already have all the artwork for half of these characters. Pike Syndicate's most of or two. Well, they're on Castle, and then they have a couple of the other. I mean, they could just repurpose some of the generic cartel or whatever people as part of the artwork for the whatever faction they want to create. So I would be down to see Crime Lord Maul or Crimson Dawn Maul, whatever you want it to be. I would be on board.
And why not? And why not? I mean, it's doesn't it? Yeah, start of April, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. It's the 3rd or the 4th or something like that. It's the I believe it's, or maybe it's the following week. Let me just Google real fast.
Yeah. And I don't think it drops all at once, does it? It's coming out systematically, like
April
every week?
6th is the first episode, and then it's supposed to release 2 episodes at a time until I believe May the 4th.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's a good way of
But-
leading us up to Mando and Grogu, I guess. That should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd definitely be down with us getting some of the Crimson Dawn. Like I said, Dryden Voss from the Han Solo film. It's like, I did wonder why we never got him. Like that would have been a cool legendary to unlock using the prepared faction. Maybe they had plans and they just never. I don't know.
The
I
theory
mean,
was that the movie did so poorly they dropped anything with it. Like we never got Beckett, we never got Voss. That was, I don't know if it's true, but that's what people said.
I mean,
kind of
it's-
checks out, I suppose.
it that goes back and forth too, because sometimes it just doesn't make the initial content release and they don't have time to go back, because like they had a lot of assets from Phoenix that never made it into the game, not because that Phoenix wasn't a successful show. It's just that they did their release, they released Phoenix, and then they got to Thrawn, and then that was the shtick. But they've got assets
Time's
for
up.
everybody else. So
Time's up.
because
Oh, right.
no, that's what we meant. Just that you get what we can give you, and then we move
Yeah.
on. We go to the next thing. We
Yeah.
don't have time to circle back. But I mean, what's the Imperial that's like the bad guy for the first couple of seasons?
Callus.
Callus.
Oh,
yeah, they
yeah,
have
Agent
they
Callus,
have
yeah.
the asset and artwork for the character. They just never released it.
Oh, really?
I
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
it's in very old files, but I mean it's there. So I mean we know that's part of the problem, and that's a very common thing with CG, is that you have so many things that are in the pipeline of potential, because you can't sit there and go, well, this may not work, so we don't want to touch it. It's like you just kind of push everything until you're right to the point of, what do we have time for? And then you take your top 6, you collect that, and you move to the next objective. So, I mean,
Well, that wasn't even the thing with people were asking me like, "Oh, what do you think? What else do you think we're gonna get for the Phantom Menace?" And I was like, "I don't think we are. Like, I think like what we're getting now is what we get. Like, because people were talking about like Chancellor Palpatine GL, and I'm like, I think this is it. Like, as much as I would want that to be true, I don't think it is.
Yeah, you start looking past 6 or 7 characters, and it's not feasible anymore, right? Like the Queen Amidala was a conquest unit. You had the 4 Gungans and the 2 Poncho Bros. So conquest unit, 6 marquees, legendary. That's kind of been CG's wheelhouse for a long period of time now, is 6 marquees, and somehow we factor that into the next thing that's coming down the line. And then whatever we want to try and support that. If possible, we release in a marquee or a conquest unit that can come alongside that, because it follows a slightly different pipeline. But that's how we've seen it go for a long period of time now. So I can't, when you start seeing the full character list, it's like, okay, pretty much that's going to be as much as they can physically handle, and anything else beyond that is a pipe dream for us. So I'm just hopeful that at some point this year we see a new fleet. I don't care
please.
what it is. If it's 7 cardboard boxes in space but can beat the Leviathan, sold. I'll take
Ewok gliders going through. If it can take out the Leviathan, new fleet meta, I'm down. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we are way, way, way overdue for a new fleet meta. It is a little bit ridiculous at this point, I feel.
Yes, I feel like right now is a good time to pivot towards some Tribe Talks questions, because
precisely where I was going.
we have a lot, because our Mr. Awesome friend, who is Calvin, generated quite a bit of interest in our Tribe Talks question section. So we've got we've got a little bit of a list, and every time we get a little bit of a list, it takes us like an hour and a half to get through it, and so.
God damn it, Calvin! Why'd you do this to me? Okay, cool.
I was born this way.
I was born this way. Let me whip up the old Tribe Talks questions. We can get crack-a-lackin'. Oh my lord, there are some questions. Okay, cool. So first question comes from Hayden117. He says, I have been pushing hard to unlock Satil Shan from Conquest, going to miss her by about 16 shards. Accidentally, I will unlock Stranger. Would it be worth taking him to taking your 4-star Maul Hate Fueled to relic levels for the Stranger team?
Yes.
Stamp of approval.
If you've got the FDC, yes. If you don't, I don't know what it's going to do. It kind of needs that to carry the weight behind of what it's capable of.
I haven't looked into what any of the current DCs can do, because Relic 4 gets you up to level 6. Is that correct?
No.
Am I asking the wrong group of whales?
Definitely asking the wrong whales. Definitely asking the wrong whales.
Nothing sub R7. I don't know.
No, you only need to be gear 5. Like
no. He's talking about outside of the FDCs.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so a normal. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It is Relic 4. So if you have Relic 4, even without the to echo cart though, you should have the FDC. If you don't, like, you need to reevaluate. But even then, like, you can still use a level 3, a level 6, and 4 the stat bump. So that's not terribly awful at Relic 4. If you're at Relic 2, you'd be screwed. You wouldn't even get to level 6. But then again, I don't even know what level 6 is irrelevant for that team. I haven't looked into any of this because I have the FDC.
There's not great ones, because the current cron set is Bounty Hunter, Droid, Mercenary, Scoundrel, and then Bad Batch and Imperial Remnant, which none of those tags bleed over to that team.
Yeah. Really.
Well, very, very few. Very, very few. You could technically use Cal Kestis under the new Saw team and get the Mercenary tag and be woefully disappointed by what it's capable of. But my point still stands that there's just not a lot of bleed over. So if you have access to even the lower levels of the FDC, or can just kind of work on that FDC, then it's worth it to bring Maul Hate Fueled up. Otherwise, if you don't have the FDC, you don't have a really chance to it. I don't know if the team does enough in vanilla mode. It might in your area of GAC. I guess that's the other context I'm lacking, is like, I don't know where you're at in GAC to where just that team with the 6 Omicrons is a nuisance and could be very helpful for where you're at. But it's what's the investment level? If you've got all the Omicrons on Stranger and all the Omicrons on Starkiller, and you've got the team relatively put together, and you're not in an area where Datacrons really matter, I think that team is annoying enough to throw people off, and you could probably get some benefit out of it over doing nothing. But if you're Upper Khyber, 3, 4, 2, 1 that area. Without the FDC, I mean, you might as well just leave the gear until you can get to it.
Seems fair. Seems fair. Yep. I mean, I'm on board personally. I think Maul's good even at sub relic levels. Sub 7-star, sorry. But yeah, I would echo get the FDC. Makes it so much better. Yeah, he's unreasonably tanky. Even at
mine
at 4-star.
I think mine before bonuses, like just like looking at his player card, is like just short of 100,000 health at Relic 2.
Yeah. That's just nuts, isn't it? That's just absurd. Yeah. So good times. So thank you for the question, Hayden. Good question. Next question comes from Tralax. He says, as someone who has been pretty critical of Satil in the past, has the gameplay you did a video about changed your opinion, or is it basically the same because testing is often inaccurate, without bringing the potential of the DC and FTC to the Satil conversation? So I did a video just looking at some of the footage that Barbarossa had done on Satil. I have concerns about her just because a lot of her kit ties into her having to taunt, and her team is balls slow and she doesn't pre-taunt. It feels like she's just immediately going to get rolled over before she does anything. Like teams like EP Mara Jade, even without Darth Vader Duel's End, teams like Treya, I feel would just like, oh, let's isolate Satil and we win. So she can do some stuff on offense. She does look powerful, but I don't know. I'm just kind of, I suppose I'm just a little bit jaded because GAC right now feels like we've just got so many things that can all beat so many things. For something to stand out and be special, it has to do something special, I feel.
That's the problem we're going to run into with every new Conquest unit team, is that there is something that most long-term players have in their inventory that will counter it. We will just take the first week to find that out, and then after that it doesn't hold anymore. So I mean, like you said, Treya's kind of the obvious because of the immediate anti-Jedi synergy, the fact that Treya has a lot of support now with Talon and Savage to kind of thwart the mechanics that Revan was there to use to counter Treya. And so it's just like, well, all right, we can use it. It might catch some people off on the first go. It might do some cool stuff with a good cron, but that's my concern with all of it. It's like she'll be worth it likely within a level 15 FTC where it's like, pre-taunt, immune to instant defeats, and everyone gets a savior mechanic. And so we're just impossible to put down, and we'll be slapping Hondo around for 3 months or whatever it ends up being the case, right? So it's just one of those things where if you've got her and the team's functional and you can get the FDC, you'll probably get some ROI on her in the first few months of use. But after that, I don't have a clue. I'm not putting high hopes on it, because at this junction, I use Malgus and his Sith Empire crew as filler for the C lineup more often than I use C Bane, and more often than I use just Malgus to go beat something, because it's just easier to throw him under the GL. And so until we get to a point where you're looking at a much larger board or a different kind of gameplay loop, I don't know. It looks good, sure. I'm just not like ready to pull a mortgage on it.
That's a fair comment, I suppose. Cal, have you looked into Satil much? You got any thoughts?
Not really, other than the initial when she came out and I looked over the kit, and my first thing was just vetting like how were they going to build up the team composition, which I was a pretty big fan. I think I was a pretty big fan of, but it just instantly signaled that we're really not getting any Old Republic love for a while, because this very specifically gave Mission Satil and or Jedi Old Republic synergy in TW, because they knew that Juhani was going to get yanked out. So I mean, I was kind of a fan of that because that was a very cheap solution to a problem. But yeah. As far as the actual kit goes, I have not been wowed at all in Conquest, but that's not a good comparison.
No. The Conquest team is really weird, actually. Like, it doesn't really.
It's undersized, yeah.
It's an undersized one, but I also I don't know if it was a bug, but I think I put it in a chat with you, Calvin, a couple of weeks back. But I beat everybody apart from Juhani, and then Juhani just took infinite turns for like 4 minutes. She was just like, dum 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 dum. I was just sat there like, what's going on right now? She's just going turn after turn after turn after turn after turn. Couldn't interrupt her. It had to have been a bug, because it just doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. But it was just kind of weird. I'm sure that's not part of the actual kit design. Maybe. Oh dear me. But yeah, good question. I don't know. I do think that we will get a DC for when she's actually live.
Oh yeah.
Are we due new Datacrons now? I feel like we're due new Datacrons every other day.
They're due literally
For the current system.
Yeah, they'll release with the same time we get the kit for the next Conquest unit.
Okay, which should be
So
very
2
soon.
weeks.
Yeah. So she'll probably get one then, I guess. Fun times.
I
Times.
think the latest would be the 7th. Would be the latest we would get it, but CG has been pretty consistent about releasing it sometime in week 2 of the GAC run now. So, my guess is that's when it will occur.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially they're going to keep doing those pay to win FDCs.
Oh God. Yeah. The joy that is. The joy that is.
Because they got to give you a reason to go after them. Otherwise, just wait to farm them. The price is not worth it. Sorry.
Yeah. The price is kind of nutty, to be fair. $100, wasn't it?
Yeah, $100.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Even if you put all that into crystals, you could have farmed all 4 FDCs at a very aggressive pace for less than what that one would have cost.
Hey
you.
man, but that Balin FDC has got better stats. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I like
gotta be
it
worth
too. When my sandwich cost a premium for some avocado. Yeah.
Smashed avocado. Better put a 50% price increase on that sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I say 125% price increase? All right. Next question from the Ginger Emperor himself. I'd like to hear your thoughts on Queen Amidala capital ship and possible new ships with young Anakin in a Naboo starfighter coming to the game. Could it replace one of the GLs this year? No, I doubt it.
No. No.
There's usually a reason behind what they release and when and why, and I don't see why we would do Phantom Menace content. I'm sure Calvin would be hyped for Phantom Menace content.
Absolutely. they did not give me Captain Panaka, and I'm still mad about it.
I know, and so you should be.
I am too, to be honest with you, because I like having teams a little bit more complete, but outside the point. No, if to be honest, given the theatrical releases, the most likely new fleet would be New Republic. That would be the most likely new fleet because it needs to be light side. Well, need is relative, but it should be light side
because they have pirates right there.
Yeah. So with everything else releasing it's almost a shoo-in for me. Otherwise, yeah, Pirates would be the next obvious one with that because you've got the characters from Hondo's team and Maz where you can kind of put a good squad together. But I think if this next Conquest unit ends up being a ship, that'll be the indicator.
Oh,
but
please let it be a
whenever
ship.
A Conquest unit ends up being a ship, is the indication of a new fleet. That's what we pretty much can guarantee.
Makes sense to me.
But yeah, outside of that, no, I don't see any of those things becoming into the game ever.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say never, but because,
Queen Amidala capital ship? What is she?
We got Dark Side Vision Ray. I mean, if she can come to the game.
What did she capital ship ever?
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't. Yeah, no, Queen
Amidala ship they used to escape Naboo. Like, I don't know if I'd call her the capital ship of a freighter.
I just
but
don't. Yeah, as
Sorry.
the biggest Phantom Menace shill out there for this game, I don't see how they could make that work.
That's a huge
Because it wouldn't. It's not big enough to be capital, to Karth's point. And even if they did like a her and Anakin's fighter, where did like that's the team. Like I don't know what other Nabooian or Naboobi like ships there are to be able to fill out a fleet. And we're past the point in the game where we just start mashing things together because they're close enough with like GR or something like that. Like we're advanced where we're having like not even just a GR fleet, but they tried to have a clone fleet. Like we forgot about it, but they tried that. Like,
well, yeah, they tried it with zero support. Like we brought one new ship, and everyone was like, "It's gonna go with Mace," and we're like, "But what about the Negotiator? It's the better capital ship." And they're like, "Don't look over there." You're like, "But we're gonna."
So yeah, I don't know how that would work because like Gungans outside of like the Age of Empires Star Wars skin game that I played, I don't know what Gungars have for fighters. Like,
no, you'd have to do like they did with the Rebel fleet, where it's like you would have Captain Panaka's N1 Naboo starfighter. You'd have generic dude
and one Naboo starfighters,
and
one with a black tip.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like,
I still won't actually know which one it is.
Yeah, but that's about as good as you could get because so much of they didn't have a navy. They had a planetary defense force. Like that was all they had. It was a security force. It wasn't designed to go toe to toe. I mean, that's why the blockade worked in the first place. Anyways, I'll sidestep.
No, you can keep going. I'm actually loving this. This is my favorite part.
Lean into it.
No, because we got so many more questions to do. And I already feel bad for dumping on the poor guy because it's like I like the idea and concept, but
I don't know where they go.
So many reasons why it wouldn't work.
Yeah, fair. Okay, next question from Rurik then. Hi guys, how do you determine how many datacrons you need to farm? Do you just farm as many as you can? Do you shoot for specific amounts? Or do you farm a certain amount of days? Thank you. Good question. We probably have different answers to all of this because, as in, I imagine we each have a different answer to this question is what I mean to say. But yeah, I usually blitz to the bonus node of Sector 4 as soon as possible, day one if possible. And then I just farm with the intention of getting specific datacrons from that set that look worthwhile, or the FDCs that look good. Once I've gotten what I want, I tend to just keep farming as much as possible because more is usually better. I usually try to do 6 refreshes a day, but that might taper off. It depends on the set. Some sets just don't have good stats, good level 3s, good level 6, good level 9. So it's not like an arbitrary number per se. I just try to get the best I can and then just keep farming after that. How about you, Cal?
Yeah, so I typically, it's a little bit similar, and this has changed since they've gone down to the 1 month schedule. But now that we're on the 1 month schedule, I don't have a set that I want, but I will do my 6 refreshes until I feel like I'm tapering out. But I'll be honest, I don't know how often that's even going to happen anymore, especially when we get like 7 FDCs or whatever it was. For that set,
that's rough.
For that set, I didn't get a single normal cron. Or sorry, that's a lie. I got one crosshair one that has the wrong level 6. So like it just took all my resources to do otherwise. So I definitely don't have a set, and I feel less pressured to have a set number now more than ever because they just rotate in so fast, and we now have 3 sets all going at the same time.
Yeah. So for me, I typically, with the new changes, I aim for somewhere in like the 10 to 15 range of crons that I'm trying to get. But that's mostly because I like to play the game of accuracy by volume. I would rather level up like 10 or 12 crons to level 9 and then come back and re-roll or hopefully get the right level 9s. And then with all my leftover reroll materials from the dusting, use that to fine tune the cron into what needs to be there. I won't really care about the stats except for maybe 1 or 2 if it's required. But people that, they level up a cron and they start re-rolling it right away, and then it doesn't go the way they want it to, but you spent so much time trying to make it work for this exact one team that you can't really bleed over the level 9, level 6, level 3, or the stats don't really line up for what you're trying to do. And so I try to get an accuracy by volume, so that way, like on my main account, I had 2 Vayne crons by the time I got the 15 crons, and then I just picked the better Vayne cron and then fine-tuned it and called it a day and got the right level 6 on it. But with the old set, I used to do always go for 30, and now it's like somewhere in that 10 to 15 range. The last set, I think I literally only did as many as I did because I could, but not that it was worth it, because after 7 FDCs, it was just like limping. I think actually the reason I went as high as I did was because I couldn't get the damn crosshair cron to land, so I kept leveling up a new cron to try to get the crosshair, and I finally got it towards the end. But outside of that, I don't think I would have gone nearly as far. The current Datacron sets just have such low incentive to have a lot of them. This new set, little different because of the 25% turn meter for Darkside is going to be pretty huge for a lot of Darkside teams.
Mhm.
That having a lot of those with defense stats is going to be worth the invest to do a couple extra. But the other thing, an important thing to remember for a lot of people, is that you got to pretext every Datacron farm by what set it's going to be active for predominantly. Because if it's a 3v3 set, like the droid crons with the Hu Yang, like you can skip the Hu Yang cron, because unless you're TW sweaty guilds, like you're only going to use it for one 5v5 season, and it just passed, and we had better crons to use for that team during that time. And so there's a lot of things that'll fluctuate, but the short of it is I aim for roughly 10. And then if I can't get what I want, I'll do a few more, but I will never stop farming the 6 refreshes a day, because I want to have as many free reroll materials going into the next dusting. So when you get, a couple thousand of the Mark 1 and Mark 2s for free by just farming those mats out, then it's puts you in a better place to kind of fine tune your crons as you keep moving forward, versus trying to get it only through TW or farming the mountain conquest yourself. So
yeah, it's fair. Fair. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, next question then. Parzival says, a question for Calvin.
Ooh.
Is awesome really your surname?
Yes, it runs in our family.
Passed down from awesome father to awesome son for generations. Yeah,
it actually used to be 2 words. It was awe and then some. But when we came to the United States, they wrote it down wrong and they put them together. We actually have been disowned from the awesomes that still have a capital S. So that's a whole thing.
I love committing to the bit. That was very swell of you.
It may or may not be true for my actual surname.
Yeah, that was absolutely perfect. Yeah, I'm glad we did this. Thank you, Parzival. Smasher Bob says, don't have a Swigger question this time around, but in general, life question. Y'all doing okay? I'm doing smashing, Smasher Bob. I think these guys are good.
I am good enough.
Good enough. Good enough. All right. Okay. Teacher Man says, when do we think Maul Hatefield will be returning? What will the relic requirements be? And do we think that the marquees will all be farmable before he comes back? We have kind of gone over this a couple of times in the past. I don't think, like, normally it would be 3 months, right? So when Cassian comes to the game, you would expect, or the end of the era, you used to expect that's when the legendary would kind of return. There or thereabouts. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, sometimes a little bit shorter, a little bit longer. However, when they released the announcement for Maul, they did say in the description that a significant time after his release, he will return and go to the journey guide.
Yeah.
And that's not normal language for CG. So my thought has always been it's kind of at least 6 months from the first release rather than 3 months, because that to me would be a significant amount more time. It's twice as long as the normal wait. But we don't actually know. And when it comes to relic requirements, I want to say tentatively it's just the marquees at Relic 5, because the other legendaries within that Journey Guide group are Relic 5. However, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Relic 7 instead, because we've had a lot more inflation of incoming ability to relic things up. And people have got a lot more access to gear. We get these guys at gear 12 minimum now, day one. So I wouldn't be surprised if that relic requirement for the unlock encroaches a little bit and just keeps on going a little bit higher. We see that anyway, right? Like, things get harder and harder to unlock as the game goes on because it gets easier and easier to relic things. But we don't actually know right now. We don't actually know. Any dissenting opinions? Any thoughts, guys? What do you reckon?
No, I would just agree with you because I think it's probably relevant, very specifically the fact that they did not commit to keep it. It's like saying it was the same relic level. Like, it feels like they may have left that open-ended for a reason.
Yeah. Karth?
No, it's. They said it was gonna take longer. So think of like the wait we had for GI, and that the relic level requirements would be higher than the initial pass. Which, I mean, that also makes sense that if you have 6 months with those characters to get them up, that they move the bar a little bit more. Their CG is pivoting away from scarcity to scarcity of when the event is around and trying to get you to go to do it, to basically just timing you out. You know, hey, you will get this character. You can get it now at a premium or 6 months from now. Your call, up to you. But, which is fine. I'm kind of okay with that. I don't like the model of like, oh my God, Malik is here for 3 days and I got to gear 12 these crappy OR characters and try to smash his event or my face against the wall and hope I get this character in 3 days. Otherwise, I'll have to wait for an undisclosed amount of time. So, I mean, I'm fine with the model. I just know people are apprehensive about it because CG's doing a lot of things differently that creates just this uncertainty of what the expectation is. And so I think as we progress and it stabilizes, it'll be fine. But I think big picture, they're just trying to going, hey, we don't want to punish you for not being able to play our content. You can see with Coliseum and everything they've been doing with that, it's geared to trying to get you to engage with their newest content as quickly as possible. They're just going to say, well, but you can't have it at full power unless you spend. Which is fine. I think people can live with that reality.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Well, hopefully we should find out soon anyway. Maybe if we don't see anything come in when we get Cassian in the game, I think it's probably going to be telling. We'll usually find out through data mines first anyway. Yeah. So SAR124 says, is the game less fun now that it seems like most of the crystals should be going on error packs? Who wants to take this one? Is the game less fun?
I'll let the people who spend less say more.
So either one of us. Go on, Cal.
It's a little bit early for me to tell. And I'm not necessarily going to comment on getting the packs because I don't. But it does feel like there is something to be said about getting everything up front. Seems to kind of take away the excitement of every single release and stuff like that. So I mean, that's the only thing. That's the only difference that I've seen for me personally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't think the game is less fun per se from my perspective. But I do run 2 accounts, and I kind of find that does help keep things interesting. Having that like earlier game account, the free to play, and my late game account, and using my knowledge of playing this game for the last 7 years or so. To make that account good and try different things and try and have some fun with it. That keeps things fresh. I'm not particularly enthused by Coliseum as a game mode. I think the design space there is kind of limited, especially when we don't get new bosses. I was kind of hoping that each new era will have 1 or 2 new bosses, but we've just had a refresh of the same bosses. And I don't know, part of me feels like just because there's so much like blanket immunities on bosses in general that you can't take advantage of things like exposures. Yeah, they do fuck all. Blinds. Oh, you're not going to land it. So it's like it just comes down to do damage.
give them keen stratagem. They get 50% potency.
Yeah, but that just goes on Claire so she can hurt people.
It's fair.
Oh, that's what you guys are doing?
Yeah, that's how I do it.
If
Just
they
throw it
live
on Claire.
long enough.
Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, well, she just seems to be the damage dealer. You
She hits
throw that
really
on.
hard,
Yeah.
but when you have what's her nuts, the
Cinta?
Vel. No, when Vel uses her special, Clea usually goes next. And so she deals damage based off of every ally with fortitude or whatever the buff that Vel gives. So if she's your hardest hitter and she's going to take that first shot, then it gives you a little extra damage boost at that point if you're fighting for raw damage numbers. Otherwise, like where I'm at, where I'm like on tier 7 on half of these modes, that I have to play a little bit longer game, so having the blinds kind of help. But yeah, for raw damage, that lining up together will do a lot more.
Well, I just tried both strategies and I got the exact same score.
Nice.
Well, listen,
So-
I got nothing else.
So
for
neither
you.
neither don't work.
You both suck.
Dude, it's funny because like I'll get like 90% on one day and then struggle to clear 70 the next time the boss is there. And I'm like, this is so dumb. Like I've missed top 10 rewards because I couldn't score better than my highest run in the previous iteration of that boss. And it's like, all right, cool,
Great.
fun game mode. Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, is what it is.
The problem with the Colosseum and the new air system is that we know from CG that this is the fledgling stages of their new player experience they're trying to build upon. So we just know there's a lot of things missing, and that's the unfortunate part. Is we've been told about this really cool mall downtown that just opened up, and the only thing they have in the store is a Cinnabon. You know, it's like you've got 10,000 square feet of mall and one place to go. And so it's just not very exciting after a while.
Yeah.
Or after the first time.
Yeah. Okay, so next question comes from Fat Charlie 369. Is it just me, or those numbers are increasing in a pattern of threes? What would you say are the top three? Whoa, lots of threes in this one. The top three most fun teams to play with in the game, and would you use Starkiller in a Palps team? But what the hell? This is an ADHD written sentence right now. I'm sorry, brother. What are the top three most fun teams to play in the game? Would you use
easy.
a Starkiller? Sorry, just
Starkiller
Kylo?
with Maul. Yeah, Starkiller, Maul, Stranger, Seer Malicos, and then EP New Vader. New Vader always the second special just, hey, half the team is gone. Okay. Hey, I'd like to take 4 teams with Vader in a row. Done. Go kill something. I love it. I'm having a lot of fun with a lot of the new anniversary teams, but those 3 are kind of my I enjoy playing with, because, like, you know, who doesn't love throwing rocks and seeing big numbers?
Absolutely.
It's a great time.
Yeah. So what are your top 3 favorite, Cal? I heard Starkiller. Slack.
Sorry, SLKR. Yeah, no. The concept of stacking damage has always been fun to me, and he just takes it to a completely ridiculous level. And I've always kind of done this, but I've been dipping into it even more and more, but just undersizing with him. So I think multiple times this last 5v5 season, as long as the raid didn't have Ezra in it, I'll just use him and DSR and actually get decent banners using him. So that's been very fun. Older team don't really use it anymore, but Qui-Gon Jinn with Jedi Anakin on offense also very fun. Just watching Jedi Anakin get pissed off and level the team, so good. And then for I actually might have to agree with Karth with Seer Malicos. Like a very similar 100%. Concept, but you finally getting around to the rocks after he stacks some damage, and just watching. Like I feel like I never know who it's gonna kill and who it's not gonna kill. I'll be like, all right, I think I can get some of the sides, and then you just kill Rey, and I'm like, okay, That's fine too.
I do love those moments where it's just like the character you thought would be dead is the one still alive because it didn't crit, and then the rest of the board is gone. You're just like, well, that's new.
Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed Seer Malicos. Before Starkiller got kind of siphoned away over to Stranger. And it's hard to say if that's a fun team because I never take it offensively. It's always just, you set it on defense because it wins GAC, right? It's like, it's just there to be that irritating team. So I can't say if that team is actually fun to play as. I think I've only used it in TB. And to be fair, it does kind of destroy in TB. But yeah, Seer Malicos definitely all the way up there for me. I love the new Vader team. Like, it's just nutty levels of damage. And who would be? Probably Leia. I love one-tapping things with Drogon. Just be like, strip back and go. And you insta-kill someone like, Ezra Exile or something like that. That's always a good time for everybody involved. Except for,
doesn't it make you feel super smart to watch the AI just beat up on Jin repeatedly too?
You're like, ha, stupid AI. Put in the artificial in intelligence.
That was always the funny part of the Relic Delta testing was like, they're like, well, what do we do? It's like, well, Leia's going to win a lot of these Relic Delta differences because the AI just keeps shitting on Jin.
Yeah.
And the difference only makes it more powerful. But yeah, he's got a couple more questions bled into that run-on sentence there. But,
he does a little bit. Would you use Starkiller in a Palps team? But I have a 6-star new Darth Vader or a Seer team. Right.
Well,
yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, I would prefer Palps or SK with the Palps team because it's going to actually do something if you don't have Stranger new Maul, like at all. Like if you have Stranger, then SK can go over there, and then EP new Darth Vader can do something. But Seer without Malicos immediately falls to the floor on damage viability because Starkiller requires such a unique team for his unique to trigger that the only time you really do Seer Starkiller is when you're either you have Malicos in 3s and the team becomes great because the Omicrons activate, or B, you need like the Dispel on a team you're trying to win against, and he's just there to be another unit where you're not worried about his unique. And so in those two respects, it's like there's no reason to put him with Seer if you don't have at least Malicos on the team. I would probably just try to shove them under Stranger and new Maul and then separate the two teams to two at least mildly annoying ones.
I know that nobody's ever done it because it's kind of dumb, but I'd be curious to see how good Seer Starkiller Maul would be.
Seer Starkiller.
What would you do?
Like,
with
like assuming you I'm pretending we're in a world where you don't have Malicos.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And not Hatefield Maul, like OG, not OG Maul, but mid-range Maul.
Funnily enough, that sounds like the OG Darth Maul because he's decidedly mid, to be honest. But yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, no, I think I might have tried that at some point. Maybe. It's kind of fun. I like Maul in general. He does live in my Seer team now when I in 5s.
Yeah, it's just the Malicos is the real damage bringer, and so with Maul and SK under Seer, yeah, there's something more there, but the team kind of falls in the same issue of the EP Mara lineups, is that if you're just not fast enough to get in front of it, like because with Malicos you get the lock crit immunity and the protection up and other things that make you harder to get rid of out the gate. Whereas without that, you're just kind of open to it. So you kind of have to go against Seer's kit of allowing the enemy to move and allow you to stack stats. And you kind of have to get out there and get going. Otherwise, it's like, well, hey, Maul's dead and I haven't taken a turn yet. And so that's been kind of where I've seen most of that trying to go, is that they just don't lack the survivability to deal with the incoming damage to take their turns unless you mod them incredibly well for it.
So I'm not sure how we answer that question. Darth Vader, at 6 star. It depends where you're at, to be honest, Fat Charlie. Depends where you're at. And in GAC terms, Darth Vader is good, but I'd rather stick with a full relic team if you've got it. Right, Gelcode says, returning player 3.5 million GP. I've set myself up for the 5-star and/or error rewards, which is assumed to have 5 Kyber tokens. It is, yes. I can see a few good paths to go on. I'm using the anniversary reward tokens on Santi and IG12/Grogu. Episode tank on Morgan and Paz, buying 5,000. Yeah, okay, which leads me... What's the question? Which leads me to wonder if getting the Proving Grounds Great Mothers team would be smarter than going for Balin immediately. Oh, he's talking about the Peridia Patrol team. Busy gearing Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan. I've Beskar Armor Matter. Okay, so yeah, I see where you're going from. I personally would go for Balin. I mean, like, the Peridia Patrol guys are great, but I feel like that particular assault battle lost some of its value. It doesn't give you... Like, I'm assuming you're not going to go to R9 on the Peridia Patrol. The arts, it doesn't give you, I think it's relic mats, right? It gives you Kyrotech instead of relic mats on one of the tiers. And Kyrotech's still good, don't get me wrong. But I feel like going for Balin will give you a Great Mothers team and Balin. And Balin right now is phenomenal. And Great Mothers is always good. So, I mean, that's kind of my thoughts. What do you guys think? Karth having an aneurysm?
No. I don't have a lot of input for it, I guess. There are different ways you can run it, but I mean that's kind of the issue with Lightspeed tokens is that you jump through requirements so quickly that it's hard to replenish reserves moving through. And so it's like Balin's one character that I have a love-hate with because he's good when he has the support, but he lacks so many clauses that most of the tank-led teams, like if the tank's a leader, that would keep him alive longer. That it's just when he doesn't have Datacron support, he is just if he doesn't go first, he doesn't go. The team just kind of falls apart very quickly, and so I have a hard time rooting for Balin, but you know, mileage may vary. There's a lot of other things that are out there that are very good and more universally applicable to the gameplay, where it's like you're not Datacron dependent, or in most cases with Balin, you have to have some pretty out of your gourd speed mods to make him do the thing. Because you're at most of the teams that he counters well, you have to outpace. You can't be slower than them. And that's kind of the problem I run into a lot with recommending him, is that you need the roster depth to go with it.
Ben? Cal, any thoughts on this one?
Not really, no.
Ben. Cool. Next question is Viperine. Who do you think will be the GL this year? Mandalorian and Grogu.
Dude, yeah, it needs to be light side. Like if they're gonna go with the normal cadence, it needs to be light side, and that seems like the shoe in.
Yeah, I just feel they're gonna tie in with the film. That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I feel like the two. I talked about this. I think it was years ago now, and I gave out like 5 names, and we got Ahsoka. That was one of them. Mm-hmm. I did not call Hondo. I feel like
I don't think anybody did.
Or something like that. Anyways, I think the 3 other names that I called out that still haven't come is Mando, Thrawn, and I'm trying to remember what the last one was. But yeah, I think it probably would be the Mandalorian, because I think Bo-Katan Mandalorian has kind of been in the sun long enough for her to finally be upgraded, and they could even just give us 4 more characters, and it might have Mandalorians, but might be a different tag, kind of like they did with Spectre.
Oh yeah, it might be, Mudhorn clan.
I mean, or go full out of left field here and just make it a scoundrel GL. Because
that's
he's back to bounty hunting in the
apparently.
Yeah.
With a Razor's crest again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he bought a new one.
The
I
Razor
can't
Crest
wait.
again.
I can't wait how they explain that one
Somehow.
again. Somehow
The
we
Razor
found
Crest
one in a
returns.
hangar that was, that's really rare model of ship that you were flying is now all of a sudden there's two of them.
Did you not know that the Razor Crest had a sister?
Yeah.
Long lost sister Razor Crest. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely think it's
Actually,
gonna... So, go ahead.
they actually just shoved the old one through the worlds, between worlds, and took it from the past.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, Ahsoka, could you do me a quick favor? Could you just drive or fly my ship from the past through the world between worlds? Because I just want to give it a fresh lick of paint, and just just enjoy that baby again. It was perfect. What was he going to do with his refresh Naboo N1 Starfighter now? Like they did a whole. They took up half
that was like a whole
Dad
arc.
Bod Boba. Dad Bod Boba. It wasn't
Dude,
even on his show.
It was pretty bad, dude. I feel bad for Tamara Morrison on how his show got just run through on, hey,
Yeah,
we're
a
only
little
going to
bit.
give you like 5 episodes of your 9-episode run or 8-episode run for you. And then we're going to do like,
Book of Mando
Book of
Fett.
Mandalorian.
yeah. Commando Fett part, 2.5. Anyways, yeah. If I was a gambling man, I would say that the theatrical release would likely ensue with a GL Mando, because it's just Thrawn will come, but I think Thrawn will come next year after Ahsoka season 2 gets out and we get a much bigger idea of where the cinematic universe is headed between the Ahsoka show and where the Mandalorian Grogu movie kind of ties those plot points together. So it makes the most sense for them to do something with Imperial Remnant when Thrawn becomes a bigger player again. But I mean, he's almost a direct shoe-in for the next Darkseid Imperial Remnant, or no, Darkseid GL, sorry.
Yep. I agree.
I'd say so. That makes sense to me. Right. Okay. Cool. Next question then is from Stars. With Satele coming next week, should we be getting the next Conquest character notice soon? Who are you hoping for? Maybe a ship? And then it's got a 2-parter for this. So, yeah. Next Conquest unit, guys? We definitely
I'm hoping
want a
for
ship.
a ship. I want a new fleet meta. I don't care what it is. 7 cardboard boxes in the sky. Sign me up. I'm done with Leviathan.
I'm so over the Leviathan.
That's all I've got. We could do New Republic. We could do a Mandalorian fleet. We could do a couple of other options that are light side, but I mean, it needs to almost be a light side fleet. So take that with what you will. So I would say possibly New Republic or possibly Mandalorian. It kind of depends on what they want to draw from. But you've got plenty of Mandos that have their own ship that you could use, and then you could introduce a couple new ones and go from there.
Sounds good to me.
That's all I got.
Yep. Any thoughts on a new
Jedi training Leia for
Oh,
JML
yes.
to do things again.
Ugh.
Yes.
Actually, I would be okay with that too.
Yeah, I'd be on board with that.
Training Leia would be fine.
Yeah, yeah, because if Satele is stealing Jedi Knight Revan, then he does need a little bit of help. I mean, he needs help even with Jedi Knight Revan, truth be told.
He does.
I mean, he
Poor
does and he
JML.
doesn't. Crons are what saddle him down with such viability and then uselessness all in the same run. But yeah, I get you.
I think he even
He
took
wants
a bigger hit recently with Relic Delta because, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you go to use the coin, you're not pulling from R9 JML. You're pulling from whatever character you're using.
Yeah, the
So-
target one, yeah.
Even with my Hoda and Jedi Revan R7, if they're hitting an R9 character, now I have to relic all of them up to really take full advantage of what is supposed to be Jedi Master Luke's damage.
Yeah. No, well, the coin is based off, the damage is based off of him. The Relic Delta is based off the attacking unit, which I think is what you said, but
Yeah.
for clarity's sake. But yeah, that's the whole reason why I took Jedi Knight Cal Kestis to Relic 10 was because of that.
It's because that's what you do, Koth. You take things
Well,
to
there's
relic
that.
levels.
There's that too. But
beside the point.
Yeah. Okay. The second part of this is with the rumors, non-rumors of the Andor raid, which Scribe already debunked in his video. I mean, I didn't debunk it. I just put my opinion across. What type of environment theme do you want for the next raid?
I got a cease and desist letter to stop making raid predictions.
Was it from your audience or from CG?
Oh,
yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Now, you know, I've heard in the rumor mill that there's a possibility that we could maybe be visiting the Death Star.
It's always in the rumor mill. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's my favorite rumor. You know, but you know, there's some things on that. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think the next raid is going to have to do something with the new movie tie-in. They're going to do something with that, and then the new characters. So either we get something around Maul Shadow Lord or something around Mando and Grogu, which Mando and Grogu is where I put the money on. So something around that. I don't know enough about the movie in totality to know what they'll pick, but I mean, we spent an entire raid killing droids on a green background for 10 months.
We did.
So
yeah,
they can,
that's pretty good.
As long as there's any battle scene where there's, you know, a group of 5 versus a lot, then I'm sure they can figure it out.
They can make it work. Okay. Next question then. Next question comes from Vic Doom. How's the baby? Cal?
Her health overall, she's doing very, very well. I mean, it's more so me and my wife that are going through things. Like we just started giving her solids. I think it was yesterday. So she's tried potatoes and bananas, and the reactions to both have been pretty funny. Just because she's used to she just grabs all our toys and sticks them in her mouth, and I think she was a little bit surprised for something to actually have taste that wasn't plastic or silicone or whatever. But yeah, she's doing health-wise, she's doing fantastic. She's still like 10% above weight or whatever.
Nice. Yeah, that's amazing stuff. We're really happy to hear that. Thank you, Vic Doom, for a heart-filled question there. Mayday says, considering Satele Shan is going to remove Jedi Knight Revan, do we think we could get a JML lifter? We did speak a little bit about this earlier.
Oh, we did touch this.
Yeah, we did touch this. We hope. Calvin is very hopeful for a Jedi training Leia to come to the game, which would be kind of sick, to be fair.
And again, the answer comes down to, does she do enough with Jedi Knight Revan on the team to warrant it? And after the Kron goes away, I don't know if that'll be the case. So I don't know if they're going to care enough to plug that hole at this given time.
We shall see. Second question is, would a Relic 10 Admiral Raddus benefit the Profundity fleet?
I spent way too much time down this rabbit hole over the weekend. The answer is no.
If you're doing mirrors, right? Like that's the only thing.
No, because the mirrors don't really matter, because it was always the coin flip that even winning or losing, it doesn't matter because you reinforce the bomber. It shuts down everything. It doesn't matter who goes first, because if you lose the coin flip, you can still win the fight. You don't have to
tie bomber, time. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it didn't really matter for that. Now, if you're trying to off meta the Profundity fleet, then it being 3-speed faster might cause some headaches, but not enough to put the warrant on that. Because I went down with all of them and did the same thing with the Executor fleet as well, and kind of looked at the Relic 10s on them. And it's just there is not enough mileage out of it to warrant it. If you want to use it because you want to use AdRad on your Leia team and it makes it a little bit more durable, fine, it's a little bit better. But most people aren't going into Profundity with a lot of off counter and having it do anything. You know, in the days before the Rogue One, then you might have had an argument. But with the Rogue One, you know, Executor doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell in trying to punch up at that anymore. So the speed won't change that. And then Leviathan's going to poop on the Profundity no matter what happens. So in a meta where people are not going heavy on fleets, I don't think the investment's worth it for anybody besides Leviathan, and Leviathan is just a convenience factor. Not really that it's worth it, but it's just a convenience factor to make the go back to a coin flip versus always being second.
Fair. So, I mean, Carl answered that question pretty well. Zoidberg asks, when will Ugnaught be meta? Not even with that Relic 10 Lightspeed bundle that they're releasing.
Ugnaught was meta with the last Datacron set. He could solo Gear 12 teams.
Oh. To some people, that is meta. To some people, that is meta.
Unfortunately, Ugnaught's only hope at ever being consistently meta was for GL Hondo to have a lot of Ugnaught synergy with Melch, and that's gone. So unless they're going to like Lord Vader clone him and have 4 Ugnaughts under Hondo, which would be fantastic.
Cal is down. Sign him up.
Yeah, give me the light side version of Hondo from Rebels, and then make him and Thugnaught into a 2-man duo like Bane and the Sith. I would have a good laugh with that one. That would be just comical.
All right. Crusader says, is Calvin a free-to-play player, or has he been putting some money into the game lately with Colosseum?
It's still free to play. I have not actually been incentivized to have more discretionary funds after my daughter's here, so that will not be going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, you managed to do a lot as free to play, like a hell of a lot. So why change things?
Yeah, and I've already, as my community has once said, I've already built the bike. I just have to keep riding it. Like I don't.
Yeah.
There was a challenging point for me to get to where I am, but it's not now.
Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. What are the host's favorite beers from Alex Ninja Kid?
I like the Mac and Jack's African Amber.
Oh, sounds fancy.
That's one of my favorite beers. It's a nice lager, but it's got a little bit more of a, I don't know, kind of like a hoppy bite to it. So refreshing, but a little bit of a snap in your face of wake up, don't fall asleep. Where it's like you drink a Guinness and you're just like, and I'm ready to take a nap after I ate this loaf of bread.
Bro, I love a Guinness.
Just drink of a loaf of bread.
Don't be dissing my Guinness.
No, it's great. It's
a holiday beer.
Yeah, it just
every day's a holiday for me.
Sleep before anything else. It's like Guinness and Red Bull has got to be the mixer, just because.
Jesus.
Guinness with a Red Bull chaser, just so you can stay awake.
I mean, I've had Guinness with like a shot of whiskey in it. That's always a good time.
Yeah, those are great. The dark beers just put me to sleep. That's all.
They are quite heavy, to be fair. Yeah. Cal, do you have a favorite beer apart from coffee with whiskey?
Yeah. Founder Centennial is my go-to, kind of for similar reasons that Karth was saying. It's a little bit higher in the ABV, but it's a very hoppy IPA, so I can drink it pretty much any day and still feel great.
Nice.
It tastes good.
That usually helps, yeah.
I do like KBS as well, but I can't drink that every day.
I haven't had that. I don't know. I'll say Guinness because that's my standard, even though it's not really, it's an ale, it's not a beer. But yeah, I'm just going to say that. Baddie asks, or says, thank God, no whale. A free to play for once. Hey, that's you, Cal. Maybe we could talk about the game, how it's supposed to be played, with grinding, not buying. I don't think this was written by CG, How do you feel about the state of the game at the moment? Did it get better or worse, or is it the same for you? What do you think should be the focus of the devs in the coming months or years to the game? This guy, Baddie, misses your spreadsheets, Calvin.
I think these are specifically questions for Calvin.
Yes.
I'm thinking, and you deleted it.
Fix the game, Calvin. Fix the game. How does CG fix it?
I don't know. I think there needs to be, and this is what everyone says, so it's really not original. There needs to be a relook at revamping some of the older game modes that we've all become accustomed to, rather than just making up new systems to fall into. Like, and I don't want to say it because everyone says it, but TW, I don't even know what the solution is anymore. But I feel like the lack of trying it's not been well received. But I don't know. That's probably all I got.
Yeah. the lack of trying on TW. Yeah, CG does seem to want to ignore it rather thoroughly.
I feel like it is in their best interest to not try to add anything onto TW and just create a new guild-based PvP mode that's different. Otherwise,
I'd be okay with that.
I don't know how you salvage TW in a meaningful way at this long with everything else that they're doing that makes it okay. I think you're better off just being like, it's gonna run less, and here's a new mode, and then we'll just transfer the rewards. Because every time CG backpedals on an existing game mode, they get far greater backlash, and then just 100%. Giving us a new thing, even if it's not polished perfectly, where we are happier with new than we are ever trying to touch something else that we know how it works and why is it different. Anyways, spiral from there.
Bubba Joe says, greetings, Karth, Calvin, and their little buddy. I'm the little buddy this time, Karth. Last time Karth was the little buddy, but now it's me. An introduction 2 weeks in the making. I can see some awesome knowledge. Oh no, he comes seeking awesome knowledge. One of my favorite things to do in Territory War is take Jawas against Geonosians in TW and in GAC due to the absurdity of the matchup. Is there any match, meta or otherwise, that brings a smile to your face due to its irony or some other fanciful reason?
Yeah, I mean, Night Sisters versus Jabba every single time.
Yeah, that's good fun.
The with the Pokron with the that was just dusted, Old Republic just body slamming the crap out of that team. That tickled me, not like endlessly. I just go in and go, oh, you put down the Pope, you're oh no, Old Republic, do your thing. Did tank Datacron and watched Juhani just delete a fool for 500,000 damage. It made me laugh. I enjoyed that. I don't think it's going to be as replayable with the Tankron going away, but it was fun while it lasted, and that made me smile.
Cal, wasn't there a speaking of Night Sisters, didn't you used to use Night Sisters to take out Hondo comps? Because, like, Hondo would capture Zombie and then it would kill Zombie and Hondo would run away.
Oh, OG. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, like Gear 10 Zombie or something stupid. And as long as it wasn't like, as long as it wasn't like Swordy L3 Hondo, they always had the damage to kill her. And then they lose Hondo. I've even done dumber ones. I think the dumbest one was probably Jedi Knight Guardian Watt with like Stormtrooper Han lead or something, and I would put the tank tech on Jedi Knight Guardian. Honda would capture her and then promptly kill her.
Nice.
Because Jedi Knight Guardian, I think, is the tank tag, if I remember correctly.
Yes, she is. Yeah, she's definitely.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, so that was. I don't know that brought a smile to my face because that was always desperation. But it was funny. It was definitely funny.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I did. I mean, just generally speaking, anytime you get to use Malicos against any team, and then things look really, really hairy, like, oh, I have rocks. And then everything disappears. You're like, oh, 500,000 damage, AoE. Thank you, Malicos. That's usually brings a smile to my face. Right. Good question there. I like that question, Bubba Joe. Dion, who is a new person in the tribe, says, hello, fellas. Love the show. Been watching for a long time. I recently bought the Cal Lightspeed bundle because I put him in the back on the back line for too long, and the value of Omicrons and Zetas sold me on it. Oh, this is the new $50 Lightspeed bundle pack, right? However, the current farming path had Satil as next in line on the day one unlock, and I've been sitting on Malicos because I didn't have Seer, which I now do. Kind of changed my current farm because I have 4 options. Go for Satil, go for Malicos, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon to Relic 1, or Jedi Knight Cal to Relic 1. What would your farming order be?
Ooh. Oh, God. This is unfortunate that there's no context of your roster, and that's why I don't love these
Karth would be all of them. All of them.
Well, clearly he forgot the 0 on all of his relic levels that he was stating. Because you gotta go to R10, baby. Without knowing the context, man, it's really hard to say. But I mean, at the minimum, I feel like given what you're asking for, that Malicos is going to probably be the better bang for your buck, because you now have Seer and Baby Cal at Relic 7 with their Omicrons and everything else, which you go Malicos up and that's the 3v3 team. Most people have ATF because she's part of the farm for Ahsoka. And then you just need to fit in some other dark side unaligned force user or light side. It doesn't matter. Take an Inquisitor. The team just seems more viable out the rip. I don't know where your Old Republic stands for Satele, or if that's going to make any sense for your account. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is one of those characters that without Datacron support, he feels like a dead weight in the roster unless it's TW. Jedi Knight Cal's great, fantastic character. But again, with Relic Delta in the game, you can't do a lot without it. And if you don't have Jedi Master Luke, he's kind of his traction doesn't go quite as far. So if I had to rank it, I would say Malicos, potentially Satele and Cal tied, depending on where your roster is, and then Dark Trooper Moff Gideon after that. So that's what I've got.
I would definitely go Malicos first in this instance. Because you've already got your Seer. She's going to come with the Omicron. Malicos is just so much fun. In my opinion, more viable right now than Dark Trooper. Jedi Cal is great if you've got JML. And Satele, she's an unknown factor to me right now. We don't know how she's going to operate. So you could have her there. As long as you get the unlock, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to invest right away. Let all the endgame players figure out how good she is and where she belongs. That'd be my suggestion there. Oh, and they love Calvin as a guest. A+.
Oh, thank you.
Fat Charlie says, another question. If you guys get one team or mechanic added to the game, what would it be and why? You already have Gungans.
One team, all mechanic. I'm not sure I understand the question. What is a one team, all mechanic?
No. One team or mechanic. Yeah, so if you could add a team to the game or a mechanic to the game, what would it be?
Oh. Okay. Oh.
I mean, if I could add a team with the brush of my hand, it would be the Starkiller team.
Oh,
Galen,
Proxy.
Like Juno Eclipse, Proxy, Rom Coda,
Yep.
Maris Brood. Bring those 4 characters in.
Sold.
Slam them down under Galen Merrick. Happy as a clam. I would be super excited about the team. Mechanic wise, it's always interesting to me what CG's been cooking up with in the new ones, because they had some new mechanics come out with the last couple characters that were just like, it's kind of a new spin on an old trick, but they've been combining a couple things that have been interesting. But I mean, with where they've gone with things recently, it's like I don't even know mechanically what I would try to add into the game that would be fun, except for there is one thing now that I think about it I would add, which is basically I want a button that puts all evasion stats to 0, because
oh god, yes.
I hate missing.
Everybody does, right? Everybody does.
Yeah. I would like to know JMK's base accuracy stat. If that could be revealed to me, that would be great, because homie has a hard time on that first special.
He does a bit. Yeah, he is blind as a bat. Yeah. Any team or mechanic from you, Cal? I'm trying to think.
We've already got Gungans, so that was the big one. We've already got ISB, that was another one. I mean, I would like to have the Senators, get Senator Jar Jar in there, all led by Palpatine, and maybe have like some type of mechanic in where they can actually utilize OG Maul, where he like stays stealth the whole time and stacks critical damage when he's in stealth or something like that, kind of like a Geonosian Spy does. As far as mechanic goes, one thing that I think would be interesting if they would retroactively add like legacy ults to characters. So
right.
you know, put a clause in there that you can only have one at a time. So if you have a Galactic Legend that already has an ult, that, you know, they can't utilize theirs on the team, or if they can, then the GL can't. Just kind of way to revamp the older characters without just tying them to a Datacron. You know, they can do everybody's favorite thing and give us a new currency for it. But yeah, just like old. And I'm almost thinking more in the form base of things than anything else. But yeah, like Farm Boy Luke can get his lightsaber and be like discount CLS or something.
Should actually be usable somewhere.
Yeah.
I was really thinking, Calvin, that you're going to be like, I need the Naboo security force as a playable faction.
Oh my! I just want give me Kevin Panaka, but he would go into the Queen Amidala team. That's kind of obvious.
Oh yeah, no, you need to, like, you know, really flesh out a full blown team of 5 and then make it make sense. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I think if it was, this isn't so much a team, or maybe it's a team / mechanic. I would like to add Praetorian Guards that we saw in Mando season 3, the 3 of them, and I'd like to be able to swap between the different weapons. So, or like because they have
stances like Cal Kestis.
Kind of, yeah, but almost like how you got Great Mothers that are 3. I'd have 3 Praetorian Guards as one, and you like maybe every time it starts a turn, it'll swap to the different person's weapon setup or different abilities, something like that.
Oh gosh,
because they look fucking cool.
That'd be such a double-edged sword.
I'm so confused.
Don't take a turn. I need a tank.
It would be cool to do something like Cal, where it's a stance that you choose with each one, and then it changes the weapon that he's physically holding during that stance, and then you have a bonus for entering the stance, or you could do the opposite and have a bonus for continuing to be in the same one, and then you only
stack a stat or something.
Yeah, and then you could the incentive to change is based on the flow of battle instead of the well, I just need to get to my mini ult or whatever the hell they end up doing with the character.
Sounds good to me.
But that would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Cool. Good question. I like that one. Just wanted to say how much I love all you guys and the videos do. They're so helpful and really entertaining. Thank you for that, Charlie. Appreciate you, sir. Roy comes in. He's not going to ask you about Thingamabob. He's not going to ask you about Skeleton Crew, I don't think. Thank you for letting me know about the Scrubs season. This was 2 weeks ago. Scrubs has always been a feel-good show. Well, I'm feeling a bit off. How is your general feeling of the new show? Does it match the old vibes? I haven't started watching it yet. You still liking it, Garth?
I have.
Oh, you've got it.
I like it.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's just, it's part of it is like, it's we don't have enough of the picture yet from what they filmed to kind of get the complete vibe, because we're just kind of like immediately diving into the old setup. So there are a lot of things I like about it that are familiar and that kind of keep with the old Scrubs motif. But it definitely feels a lot more like Scrubs season 8 and not Scrubs season 1. And so, which is fine, you know, it's makes a lot of sense to be that way. But it's just one of those things where it's like, once we have the full 9 episodes season out, then I'll be able to get a much better feel for it. But like for right now, it's like, it's more of the same, just people are older and they kind of lean into that and have a good laugh at it. There's a couple actors in there that I'm like, I would be way cool if you had a lot less screen time. That HR chick can she's good for one-liners. When she dominates a scene for longer than 5 seconds, just shut up. But
Fair
again,
enough.
that's my take on her. But yeah, no, I've enjoyed it. I've watched the first 4, but I mean, I think it'll be nice to get the entire thing, because they're just trying to touch on so many things in such a short period of time. That's right. That's the biggest pitfall of the show right now, is because you have 20 years between season 8 and this new season. So they're trying to, like, what happened in all their lives? What changed? What's going on? Who's doing what? And so it's like, you just feel like you're getting pulled everywhere. And then the drama is contextually a little out of place because you're like, how did this occur? And so it's like, now we have to backpedal on, you know, where these events went to and how they occur. Anyways, it feels a little it doesn't feel quite as uniform as the previous show did because you're just trying to answer so many questions in such a small amount of time.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
How you finding it?
I've really enjoyed it. I think it's probably, and again, to Car's points at the very beginning, but I feel like it's had one of the best starts of a reboot that I've seen in a really long time. The smartest thing they did is they fully committed to so much of the original series, like gags and everything. The music is all the same, like the transitions are all the same. JD's daydreaming is still very relevant. All the dynamics and all the chemistry. So it feels like the old show. And I don't know, I've really liked it because I mean, I feel like one of the pitfalls that I always see is they try to bring in new characters and your old main characters are usually support. That's not what they're doing, at least not for this first season. Like JD is very still much the main character, and I think that's adding a lot to it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it at all. I didn't even finish watching Scrubs, but I loved like the first 5 seasons or so, way back when. That's going back.
If you like the show, you'll for the most part enjoy it. It's just it's a lot of people I think had higher expectations for it, and I enjoyed my time that I've spent into it, but I can kind of see where people have their shortcomings with it. It's just they're trying to do a lot in one go. You don't quite know who's the important character as much because there's just a lot going on in some of the scenes. And so anyways, it's pretty predominantly JD and Turk on a lot of it. But there's just a lot of other stuff going on and you don't quite know how it fits into the mix yet, where I feel like when we started with Scrubs initially, it was kind of a lot more blatant as to how the structure was going to work. But anyways, that's just
fair. Back to Swigger, he says, with the latest round of journey quests to get some lightspeed tokens, we usually visit old journeys to get the battles done. During these battles, some characters pop up not elsewhere in the game. Which of the characters would you like to see actually playable? For me, it would be Huttslayer Leia or Bone Luke. Oh, Luke with the bone was awesome in the Jedi Knight Luke event. That was really good. I mean, there was Bounty Hunter Asajj as well. Where was she? Was that in one of the past conquests as one of the sector bosses?
Yeah,
that was
she was
cool.
A boss.
I mean, we kind of got a close iteration without the mask.
Kind of got a better version, honestly.
Yeah,
yeah.
To be fair.
The other one was just a helmet.
I don't know. I feel like some of those are such one-off iterations that I don't know what I'd do with them. It's like granted, I say that knowing that CG gave us a full-blown character and kit based off of less than 10 seconds of screen time for Darkseid Ray. But I don't know. For those ones, I don't know if there's enough latitude there to develop a whole nother character in the game and introduce it. So I mean, I don't know. Nothing jumps to my mind of that I'd want to see from an event that we didn't reuse in some capacity.
That's fair. No, I can't think of anything. I did like Luke with the bone. That was just funny. Last question. Halfway of this era, what do you think will be the new era? Will it be about new Mando? Yeah, we've kind of. And can Calvin make a spreadsheet? Calvin, can you do a spreadsheet on the new era coming up, please? That'd be great.
Yeah, we kind of on what they bring.
Yeah.
Calvin's literally going to open up an Excel sheet, title it "New Era,"
new stuff.
Post it out, just like this is. We're going to have a new era, and this is my spreadsheet about it. Nothing there. Yeah, Mando movie is the dead giveaway. I mean, more than likely the case. So,
okay, we're nearly done, guys. Thankfully, sorry about this. Have any of you max rerolled a mod? What is the cost of the 6th reroll? And what if you've not gone? I've done all of this. Yeah, I have max recalibrated a mod, and I have had it not hit speed. It's 150 for the last roll. It sucks.
I have done this about 15 times. I can open up my mod inventory right now, and I will I think I have. I'll count. I'm pretty sure it's upwards of 15 with 0 calibrations left.
Yeah, it's painful. It's painful, right? Like,
yeah, I think I had 2 out of all the times that I've tried it. I'm like wildly under odds. I think I've tried it 17 times and I think it's worked twice.
Gross.
yeah, that is painful.
Gross. Yeah. No, it's what, 15, 25, 40, 75, 100, 150. And then after that, you can't re-roll anymore.
Yeah.
Unless CG somewhere gives us tier 7 E mods, and then we can get 5 more calibration attempts, which I do not want to know what those cost. But also, at the same time, if they do that at some point, please increase the cap on attenuators, because if it's going to cost
my God,
300 for a re-roll, I'm not saving up to that. That sounds ludicrous.
Yep. Just a little. Just a little. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Raven Sky. Appreciate the question there. Oh, that's an answer to a question. Me again. Final question, I promise. I'll put my Starkiller in a Palp squad. This is Fat Charlie again. But what do I do with my Maul hate-fueled since I do not have Stranger? If you have Seer, I'd throw him there. That's...
Yeah.
Yep.
Dark Side Unaligned Force User. There's not loads of spot they can go, right?
Yeah, but he'll do better there than SK will without Malicos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did not restrain Maul's kit, at least if I remember correctly. They did not restrain his kit nearly as much as they did with Starkiller and Stranger.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more flexibility.
Yeah. And he's just generally very tanky, right? He's pretty good. Hard to kill no matter what. Okay, cool. Nearly done. Bob Greff says, what are you expecting in terms of a new Colosseum bosses in the next few eras? I wouldn't be surprised if it's something from Mando and Grogu if they do that. Like, we've got Rot of the Hutt, right?
Yeah, maybe they do the beast, the Mudhorn beast.
Oh, that would be cool.
That could be a fun one.
I'm really surprised that the Terran Tedic has not been used once.
Dude, right?
That's such a cool model as well, isn't it?
It's already done. It's already done. And the kit's there, the attacks are there. All you have to do is scale it for the game mode, and that's it.
Like, it's not been used once.
What's the other one that you fought?
Never in Conquest or anything.
What's the other creature they fought in Mando Book 3? It was the Skyrak or whatever, the flying creature. From that they have to go see the kid from.
I can't even remember now. I genuinely can't remember. Don't know. But yeah, I mean, they could do stuff. But I mean, you've got things like you got the Rexu, the Neek, the
Shriekcock. That's what
Reek.
it was. Sorry.
Oh, the Shriekcock. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Shriek-Hawk. Okay, yeah.
Fuck,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Does your dog eat those too?
By the dozen, baby.
To be honest, any petrified penis, and they'll probably be on board for it. So,
And that's not a really scared penis, guys. Okay, just although it should be facing down Karth's dogs. I was like, oh my god. All right. It's great to see MVP Calvin making a return. Get some sleep, buddy, says Dion. We respect you, Cal. You're a creator of this game, a day one player. When you're ready to come back, you have a fan base waiting for you. Boom. There you go, Cal. Big love. Dion is saying, I may be biased, but best show I've seen this quarter. Just an opinion. Wow, thank you, guys. That is actually all of our questions. And we did kind of overrun there, so I apologize for that. Keeping Cal away from his wonderful daughter. And away from his whiskey coffee, which I'm sure he wants.
pretty sure that's within arm's reach.
Yeah, I got plenty of that one.
Good. I'm glad. Oh my god!
Texting the wife, bring me another.
And she's like,
No,
you get it
the
yourself.
response to that will be, "What are you drinking?" I'm like,
Coffee. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Is there anything you guys want to have a catch up on? Any shout outs you want to give? What's going on before we wrap things up?
Nope, I'm good to go.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
All right, amazing. Karth, I think we're on for next weekend, yeah?
Should be.
Amazing. Okay, well, thank you everybody at home for watching, and thank you for listening at home in the future. Wow, we are speaking to the future right now. We will see you all, well, I'll see you live tomorrow, but we'll see you all in a week's time. Thank you, everybody. Good night.